All right. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe it on the gospel. And it's a brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And a couple brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Quara Abad. And as always, we got the beloved Tazapai as well.
Uh,
And the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Shah for blessing us with another opportunity, to come forth with this news, information, or, as we always say, with prophecy, as those in our circle, in the know would call it prophecy, man. And which when the time in world history, well, prophecy is the most pertinent thing right now, the most important topic. Everybody talking about it. Like the apostle around live, he did a lesson of the day and pretty much asked the question that why is everybody talking about the Bible? Why nobody else talking about these other religions? Why nobody else bringing out precepts on the end days from another book? Because the Bible is speaking, man. It's the only true book. It was things that was prophesied back then, and it's now playing out in our times. And in this lesson we got two topics to touch on, which one will be hitting on World War III and also the digital system, which that's the last two major prophecies that we waiting on. You see, so as we always say, we're in exciting times. A lot is happening, and it's gonna be more that's gonna happen even after today. But before we hop into it, Tazapah, you got anything?
yeah, that's fine. You brought that up. Why why the people ain't talking about the Quran or any of these other books? Right. This is Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. And
Mm-hmm.
so prophecy is what? In a nutshell. But right, as I say from time to time, the the book of Revelation, all right, is a book of prophecy. It starts off telling you this is a book of the revelation of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. All right. So this book is the revealing or the unveiling of him. And so as these prophecies come to pass, it more unveils Yahweh Shai that he exists.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see him more and more with each prophecy passing, and people, right, they want to, because it's real. They talking about it because it's real, and they feeling it. Then what they feeling is the spirit of Yahweh Shai getting ready to get busy in the earth. This is Job chapter 19 and 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. All right. And that's what's getting ready to happen. The world is feeling it. All right. And, everybody's feeling it different. The Edomites feeling it, in dread and fear. We feel it in glory and power,
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming joy. And the heathens confused. And they like, yeah, what, you know, what's up, Buddha? They, some of them finding out. All right. But the whole world gonna know here soon. But yeah, do me a favor, look up Redeemer for Job 19 and 25.
Okay.
And again, this is Job 19 and 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. Right. Victorious, glorious, and in complete and utter rulership. So what does that say?
So in the blue letter for my Redeemer in Job 19 and 25, the word is H1350 Gaal, Gaal, and it says to redeem. Oh, let me blow this up. It says to redeem. Come on, man. It says to redeem, to act as a kinsman.
Baby.
It says to redeem, to act as a kinsman, to avenge, to revenge, to ransom. It says the part of a kin, right? Redeem oneself. To redeem from slavery, to exact vengeance, to redeem land, so on and so forth.
Right. And to redeem, all right. It say take something about taking vengeance. How was that worded?
It says to exact vengeance.
The exact vengeance. Okay, right quick. This is Luke 18. Verse 8. Here we go. Luke chapter 18, verse 8. I tell you that, I'm going to start at verse 7. Yeah. I got to get 7. So this is Luke chapter 18, verse 7. And shall not Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, avenge his own elect, those kinsmen. All right. He ain't saving the every nation on earth. And when you talk about salvation, it goes into being saved from impending doom, immediate danger. That's what it's talking about, because America is in danger. And the brother read to save from slavery or redeem from slavery. So this is Luke 18 and 7. And shall not Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? All right. And he's coming to save the faithful, and the faithful are his kinsmen. All right. And so, yeah, there's what Paul said, I wish myself could be a curse for my kinsmen. All right. You redeem your kinsmen. That's what even Abraham did that. After him and Lot fell out, he said, no, but that's still kin. That's family. I'm going to get him because Job was in, I keep saying Job, Lot was in slavery. The kings that had him in his whole house in slavery. Abraham said, hell no. I'm going to get my people, free my people, and went to kick ass. With farmers, basically. Shepherd went and conquered 5 kings. That's who we are. That's what we come from. And you got it.
That's right. And I bring this one. I went on etymology online for redeem. It says, in a general sense, of means to rescue, deliver, save. It says the meaning is to make amends for, which Yahweh Shai did that for us, and sense of to make good, perform, or to fulfill a promise or an obligation. Yep. But with that, we'll hop into it. So the title of this one, and again, those things can't happen, like Apostle Paul said in 2 Thessalonians 2, the day Yahweh Shai can't come. Well, that day can't come for us to be saved, except the MOTB be mandated and World War III take place. World War III take place, and that's what we'll talk about a little bit on this lesson. It says today's topic, it says Thursday topics, it says Thursday live, the small hats, USA and Iran, and also we got Ring doorbell cameras and a digital prison. You see? So we'll start it off right here with this little vid. Now, as we know, it's been beef with Iran and Israel for the longest, which I was on ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT, I said, it was yesterday, I said, so why is Israel really mad at Iran? And they said, well, because they're trying to, have missiles, so on and so forth. I was like, well, Israel got missiles. They got missiles. They was like, yeah, but if Iran get them, and man, ChatGPT was so biased towards the small hats. And it was like, yeah, but if Iran get them, it'll be a threat. And I was like, a threat? I was like, but according to history and, certain acts that's been done on the earth, the small hats is the bigger threat than Israel. But the point is, and so I said, in other words, Israel just being hypocrites and trying to play the victim like they daddy Esau. I ain't say the daddy Esau part, but I said they just try to play the victim, and being hypocrites, and said, well, yeah, you could say that, So the point is now we to this point, we at this stage to where Netanyahu been crying for the longest, shit, probably since before I was born, talking about Iran close to crossing the red line, right? Iran got probably weapons of mass destruction and nuclear capabilities. So it's a threat, let's take them out. Still crying the same thing. So now it's to the point Israel, they trying to make their move. Esau got a short time, and America, they dragging their feet. America dragging their feet, and so Israel said, look, we'll do it solo then. If y'all won't come on, we'll do it solo. Right? So we go play that video first. But this the point of prophecy that's going to lead into World War III taking place, because the least of the flock, the small hats, they the ones that's going to draw America out into war. America always had the small hats back, and especially now. Look, America always had the small hats back, and even back then within the government, you might not have had as many small hats within cabinets. You might not have as many small hats as a senator and governors back then, and America still did what Israel said. When you look at America now, everything is ran by the small hats. Everything is ran by the small hats. So you don't think America go side with them one more time and it's gonna be the last time?
Even the military.
You got it.
No, even the military.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard reports that they bossing the U.S. military around. But yeah, that was it.
So I'll go ahead and play this. It says Israel, this 2 days ago, Israel warns the U.S. it may strike Iran alone.
Israel says Iran's missiles are a red line, and this time it may strike alone. Behind closed doors, warnings have been delivered, plans shared, and patience is wearing thin. As Washington weighs its options, Jerusalem signals it won't wait for permission. Israel has warned the United States that it considers Iran's ballistic missile program an existential threat, and that it is prepared to act alone if Tehran crosses what Jerusalem calls a clear red line. According to Israeli security sources cited by the Jerusalem Post, senior defense officials have told their American counterparts in recent weeks that Israel will not hesitate to launch unilateral strikes if Iran advances its missile capabilities beyond a defined threshold. One source said Israel believes Iran has not yet crossed that line, but stressed that developments inside the...
Salaki, I just gotta say this, like, who is Israel and America to tell a whole nother nation that you only could build missiles and the capabilities of it only to this much? And if you go over that line, that is a problem. Like, how you gonna tell a whole nother nation like what they can do and what they can, like? And see, that's why these people got so much pride, especially Israel, because America always helped them in other situations, helped them bomb people. But just the fact that Iran trying to beef up their military, they saying you can't do that. Although theirs getting more, well, not really, but they're trying to make theirs more powerful by the day, America and Israel. So like, I just had to say that. But who are these people to tell another nation you can't do that? Come on, man.
Country are being closely monitored.
We told the Americans we will strike alone if Iran crosses the red line we set on ballistic missiles.
Israeli officials have reportedly laid out detailed plans to dismantle Iran's missile capabilities and elements of its production infrastructure during high-level exchanges with US counterparts. According to the sources, these discussions have focused on reducing what Israel sees as a growing threat, not only to itself, but also to neighboring countries in the region. One Israeli defense official described the current moment as a historic opportunity to deliver a significant blow to Iran's missile infrastructure. The official said decisive action now could blunt Tehran's ability to threaten Israel and alter the regional balance. However, several Israeli officials expressed concern over how the United States might respond. They fear President Donald Trump could opt for a limited strike strategy, similar to recent US operations against the Houthis in Yemen, rather than a broader effort to degrade Iran's core missile capabilities. One military official said,
"The worry is he might hit a handful of targets, declare victory, and leave Israel to deal with the consequences, like with the Houthis."
The official warned that partial action would fail to remove the underlying threat and could leave Iran's most critical missile assets intact. These concerns come as tensions continue to simmer across the region, with Israel watching closely for any signs that Iran is accelerating its missile development. Israeli officials have made clear that, from their perspective, diplomatic caution cannot come at the expense of national survival.
You see? So now you got Netanyahu, since America, again, dragging their feet, he came to America. He pulled up, right? As he always do. When he needs something, he pull up. You know, so he pulled up in America to have a talk with Trump and see what's going on. Why y'all taking long, right? I'm going to click on this 24 hours ago. It says from pbsnews.com. It says Netanyahu meets with Trump as the U.S. restarts talks on Iran's nuclear program. So again, it's something to watch out for. And prophecy says that the small hats will be the ones to draw America or Babylon the Great into war. Now I'll play a little bit of this video right here, not this one. I just like the title in it because that's prophecy. But we're gonna play a little bit of the next one. But the title in this one, this was put out a day ago from Mike Adams at Brighteon.com, or the Health Ranger as he called himself. But the title says Netanyahu invoking final blackout gambit. And what he's saying in this video, I don't think this one in the description box, I'll put it in the chat for y'all. But what he's saying in this video is that Trump gotta be blackmailed or something. You know, these small hats gotta have something on him in order for him to do everything they say. You know, him to follow all of Netanyahu orders. But as you see from the title, it says Netanyahu invoking final blackmail gambit on Trump to force war with Iran. The least of the flock shall draw him out. But let's go ahead and play this. You got some other types of
some people saying that's what them Epstein files are about. But, you know, who knows at the end of the day. Scott Ritter is saying that they bluffing, saying that Israel is scared and that America is scared to really provoke Iran. And he's saying that it's Scott Ritter saying that Iran is superior. He say their military is superior to Iran, definitely. But maybe even with the U.S., you know, who knows? But you know, we're gonna find out soon. But yeah, Scott says it's a lot of huffing and puffing, but we just have to see. You know, we just have to see. Everybody, you know, have their own perspectives. But you got it.
No, and that's the spirit you said it. I seen a video earlier, and it was going into how America, they still own that high of war, the post World War II. You know, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s.
Well, the people definitely are.
What'd you say?
People for sure.
Oh, yeah, the people. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
And so I seen the video. I think it was Mike Adams. I think it was on Brighteon. I think it was on here. But what he was saying was that, and the guest he had on, he said that the American military are still coming off that high of post World War II. You know, when it was the power in the earth, people feared them. You see, people feared when they started dropping bombs on people. People feared that, and America had the advancement of military power with planes and technology over other nations at the time. You see? And the thing, they had, again, different capabilities than certain other nations than China and Russia may had at the time. And other times I probably was talking about that at camp, but operation like Paperclip and all type of stuff. I had watched all that, but when America got those Germans in their hand, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Missiles came. Take the planes and militarized weapons became more advanced. The thing is now, though, America still living off that high from then. America really still got certain things from back then. Don't get me wrong. American military is still powerful. Yeah, they have new planes, new drones, new things, of course. But now we're at the point to and this goes into Joel the 3rd chapter as well. When the weak gonna say they strong, because now really China, Russia, they even some things with Iran. A lot of these people have surpassed America in the advancement with technology. Certain capabilities they could do with their planes and drones and hypersonic missiles and all these different things. America,
which was by design. Go ahead.
And so what he was saying now, America got so used of in that time they was ruling, being consumers, and they got comfortable. The military got comfortable, and in the time other people, they were starting to produce. Russia started producing parts, and China started producing militarized weapons and parts. Now these other nations, they can produce easily. While America, you have a society of people who your people in the military. I'm gonna get back to it, but the people in the military, he just in there because he could get a sex change. A nigga in there because he could get a Charger or a Camaro or a Challenger. Somebody want benefits. And the Americans don't make nothing no more. So what he was saying was America's still going off that old high of what they made back then and bragging about the past while everybody passed them up. And now it's to the point everybody else can produce weapons and drones and technology at a faster rate, and America not producing nothing. So the point is, just to go back into what you said, I can fully believe that America is scared. What Jeremiah 51 said, the king of Babylon will eventually be scared too. But because losing the race, we see it, and that's, you got it.
No, finish your thought.
No, I was about to say you got it, but they losing the race, and that's why Esau gonna have to force something, man. But you got it, Zaquan.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, that's why now they have to bully and posture as this power, but they a paper power, a paper tiger, as the saying goes. But you brought up something heavy, going back to the Cold War, Operation Paperclip and all that, which started the Cold War, which was a race for the best or the better bomb, the better missile. It was an arms race. That was the Cold War in a nutshell. U.S. scared Russia gonna launch missiles. Russia scared U.S. vice versa, and so it created a Cold War. This missile race, and they had the race to the moon. All this was all around the same time, but it was wrapped around, as you brought up, the modern technology at the time. Now, the modern technology now is what? AI. And this is what the whole hustle and race to build a better AI system is about. That's the new domain. Whoever controls or can make the best AI system will run the world. It ain't about missiles and bombs no more. Why? Because it's all electronic. And if you got a better AI system, you can control your enemies' military, their whole military.
That's right.
You can control their drones, you can control their tanks, submarines. You can shut down submarines in the middle of the ocean, let them sink. Boats, you control, that's the new domain, and this is why everybody's scrambling and trying. They understand this because everything is electronic and everything is smart. So right, and like they say, the people here, Joe Sixpack, they just asking AI questions and shit, and that's the new frontier Well, for Esau. Now we know the kingdom is coming, but this is like Psalms say, why do the heathen rage? They're raging for the next control, you know, posturing for that top position, that leadership position, which is all AI and you know, that electronic, digital, all right, which is where the MOTB comes in and all of this stuff that you see and come down the pipe, you know. But go ahead, but yeah, see, that's what's behind a lot of this. The Palantir, you know, when Palantir came out, they was clowned by DeepSeek, which was from China. And it yeah, I believe that was Palantir. Uh, I believe that was Palantir. You know, when they launched it, or when they first launched it, you know, it didn't do so well. And then China came like right after them and blew them out of the water, you know, with their AI system, which was they built it for less, and it outperformed the U.S. AI system that they created. So right, and so when you understand what I just said, then you understand that there's no way America can fuck with China because they building better AI systems.
Mm-hmm.
Russia building better weapons and better soldiers. They're allied, and they're gonna come to the aid of Iran. They should be scared. They should be scared, but this is the agenda. It has to play out. This is the script. This is why we read from the scriptures. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that's it. I got a quick precept. The second
Come
out
on
of
with it.
15 of verse 14 in the GNT, just hitting on what you was talking about. It says the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Talking about World War III. It says, man, that's cold because that's what we're going into. What this verse about to say? That's exactly what we're talking about. World War III and a digital system. Elder Tazapah said they racing to see who's gonna lead this digital system. It ain't about, you know, America, you know, used to brag about the muscle of the military. Man, people past that. Give me AI.
Right, it's a whole new frontier, brother. But you got it.
Now that's it. Give me AI. That's how China them feeling. Give me AI, and I'm good. It could take care of everything. You see? But the thing is, it says, so as World War III is in its beginning stages, this what else gonna be happening. A race for a digital system. Let's read. 2nd Ezra 15 to 14 in the GNT. It says, the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. So as World War III about to happen, it says, and there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. What's the legitimate government? The old government, the Constitution, the we the people that's been set in place, the old treaties within the different nations and NATO, all that's forgotten about. Everybody's saying forget everything else. You see, we trying to get a part of this digital world. That's what they fighting for, and them fighting for that. That's what's gonna lead to them, and among other things that the Lord got, but shooting the missiles off, man. And we at that very point. We at that very point.
Yep.
And how it's gonna start? Israel gonna drag America into war.
No, I already got you.
You got it. You got it.
This Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. It said, therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So you can break it down, brother.
Nah, that's it. The least of the flock going to draw America out into war. Who's the least of the Edomites? Israel. Well, and it's even funny we call them small hats, right? The least of the flock. You see?
Yep.
Them little ones over there with the big noses. Yeah, they going to be the ones to draw America out into war. The tiny tops. But I'll play a little bit of this video. If you got some other times, Paul?
No, bro.
God, we could just play a little bit of this video, and we can move on to this Ring doorbell camera and the digital prison that they trying to not trying to set up, that they setting up. But this is a video again from Mike Adams, health ranger, put out a day ago, and it says John Kiriakou interview on Netanyahu's attempt to force Trump into deadly war with Iran. Now I might jump around, but it's something they go say in the beginning how this is the wrong move, and I'm trying to find where it was the timestamp in the actual video, but it played in the intro. But I just played it.
How could it possibly be in the United States national interest to initiate another war of choice?
It can't be. It's not in our interest.
It can't be.
No,
it's not.
It's
not.
It's actually, it contradicts our interests of trying to keep energy prices low.
100% correct. The Iranians are no threat to us. And if the Israelis really believe that the Iranians are an existential threat to them, then maybe they should engage with the Omanis or the Algerians or the Saudis or the Emiratis or even the Qataris to try to come to some sort of a diplomatic solution. But Netanyahu flying to the United States every 2 months and begging whoever happens to be president to destroy Iran for him, that's just not in the US's national interest.
Welcome to today's interview here on Brighteon.com. I'm Mike Adams, the founder of Brighteon. And today we're joined by a very special person, a first-time guest here on the show, but someone who I must have seen 100 of his interviews, and his name is John Kiriakou.
I'm gonna skip over that. So this dude, John Kiriakou, he was a former CIA, and he the one that blew the whistle on the terrorist. I mean, not terrorists, but how the Obama administration and the CIA, somebody was torturing the victims. I'm gonna just play it. Well, it ain't that important. Let me see. Let me just go up.
Seemingly gotten worse. So how would you?
Anyway, he got a little credibility, and he got arrested too because they arrested him for espionage. But they arrested him, and he got out and shit. So he did some years.
Characterized today.
We're calling out America.
Today's Trump administration, just in the context of being humanitarian or following the rule of law or respecting the Constitution. Where are we in history with this Trump administration compared to where we were when you were blowing the whistle?
That's actually a pretty tough question. MAGA as an ideology is something that I think many, many Americans can agree with. I've long maintained, and you may have seen me say this in other podcasts, but I've long maintained that the ideological spectrum is not a straight line from left to right. It's a circle. And at some point, it meets. The left and the right meet. In the case of MAGA and the progressive left, I think that is on issues of war and peace. I mean, think the Kent State uprising and shootings, for example. We don't have to be there. I think that the political parties have put us there, and I believe that we shouldn't be loyal to political parties. We should be political silliness.
Okay, thank you for that detailed and thoughtful answer. Now let's apply that to the situation in the Middle East, where, from my perspective, and feel free to correct me, this is a conversation, and you can tell me I'm wrong. I mean, you actually know more about this than I do by far. So
Called me wrong, but Mike Adams talking about he the health ranger. It's like he getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
I don't know,
put on some weight.
You know what I'm saying? Naturalnews.com, and it's like he getting bigger and bigger. Just
perception is that Trump is about to attack Iran because Netanyahu is twisting his arm and making him do it.
That's the story right there. That's it.
Is that it?
That is it. That is the truth. I'm going to ask you a rhetorical question.
Who is twisting his arm? Who is twisting? I mean, I'm wrong. I mean, you actually know more about this than I do by far. So my perception is that Trump is about to attack Iran because Netanyahu is twisting his arm and making him do it.
That's the story right there. That's it.
Is that it?
That is it. That is the truth. I'm going to ask you a rhetorical question. How could it possibly be in the United States national interest to initiate another war of choice?
It can't be. It's not in our
It can't
interest.
be.
No,
It's not.
It's
not.
it's actually,
And
it
if-
contradicts our interests of trying to keep energy prices low.
100% correct. 100% correct. I feel very strongly about this. The Iranians are no threat to us. And if the Israelis really believe that the Iranians are an existential threat to them, then maybe they should engage with the Omanis or the Algerians or the Saudis or the Emiratis or even the Qataris to try to come to some sort of a diplomatic solution. But Netanyahu flying to the United States every 2 months and begging whoever happens to be president to destroy Iran for him, that's not in the US's national interest.
No,
I have 5 children. I have 4 sons. All of them are of military age. Well, that's not true. 3 of the 4 are of military age. I wouldn't want my sons fighting and dying in Iran to protect Israel's, what the Israeli government believes is its long-term, security goal. Let the Israelis go fight that fight.
yeah,
And another thing too is I believe when Donald Trump talks about the Nobel Peace Prize, he gets so much guff in the press. But I think Donald Trump probably deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. And if he were able to negotiate some sort of an agreement with the Iranians, it should be hands down a done deal. And I'll add, people forget.
That's it. But the point is, if America helped Israel go into Iran, that's it. And another time,
Right.
you sent me something, I think yesterday or earlier today, that China helped, and I looked it up too, and it's been going on since 2025, last year, sometime around like June, I think. But how China, they've been helping Iran with certain military weapons, like missiles.
That's right. That's
So
right.
if now America, you want to hop up in there and help Israel, guess who also should or will back Iran? You got China. And guess who else gonna hop in there? Russia. So we right there, the least of the flock, the small hats, as the prophecies say, drawing America, Babylon the Great, into war with the world, man.
Yeah, because now that's an investment. Not because they already got business deals. So of course, China is going to invest in the protection of their business partner. They're in bed. China and Iran are in bed. And so yeah, when you start seeing the military equipment and weapons and stuff, that's that country investing. And so you see how that's gonna go. So if you fucking with Iran, you fucking with China now. We know from prophecy that regardless who helping Iran, Russia is coming to Iran's aid.
Right.
So if you got China, the North Korea, everybody coming to Iran aid, Russia's still coming in there because they have to.
EC 38.
Right. The prophecy. That's it. So yeah, brother, you got it.
We can move on. I'll get one more precept concerning this topic, and we could hit the next segment. But this is GMS, lift up your heads, the brother Daniela, Shalom, and Shalom to Allah Akim, Y'all Bashima Shabrak. But this is the brother Daniela.
Apostle went into that aqua today. Remember I had asked you how you say sisters, but it's the same, yeah.
Yeah, Aquas.
Yeah,
you might have a brother say Shalom Aquas him.
Right. That sounds crazy though. Yeah, that sounds crazy. No mud. Aquas.
Yeah.
On the back.
I hate when brothers be saying Shalom Ox. Not brothers of, but when you first come in, you feel me? You'll hear people say
Yeah.
Shalom Ox,
Gone.
like the S in Hebrew make it plural, and I mean S in English make it plural in Hebrew. Anyway.
Right.
But this brother Daniela, GMS, lift up your heads, Joel 3:9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up. And that's another thing, man. I was thinking about that the other day too. America, yeah, they've been, doing their thing the past, couple years as far as military go. But these other nations, they got a long history of war. You got the Medo-Persians, which is Iran. They had Xerxes. They have history of war. They have history of, lasting, so on and so forth. America knew. So that's who been woke up. These ancient kingdoms, in other words. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say I'm strong. So a lot of these smaller nations, it was in America's shadow back then, they realizing they got power too. But you had anything else on that topic? If not, we could move on.
No, you good.
So this next segment, as you see, it says Ring doorbell cameras and the digital prison. I don't know prism, but prison. You see? Now, as we know, Esau is he's slowly, in a gradual way introducing the digital system to the people of America, but at the same time, it's moving fast though. It's moving fast. And the thing is that all these little devices that he gave the American citizens for entertainment, for comfort, and I'm talking about a phone, an iPad, a tablets, iPads, a laptop, all these different devices in a house as far as Ring doorbell cameras, Siri, turn the TV on, Siri 2. All these different things that Esau had to have us interacting with the robots, technology, AI. The thing is, even the computer modem, man. You got Wi-Fi, your computer modem, anything in your house, it could track you and it could trace you. You see? Now, a couple of years ago, it was this big craze over Ring doorbell cameras. And we gonna see the reason why. I remember one time they was giving Ring doorbell cameras out. I forget what city it was, but for free. I forget where it was, but they was giving them out. Why though? We gonna find out, because this go along with everything else they've been doing. Even your phone. We talked about this at Camp Tuesday. You see, we watched a documentary video, and it was going into how people didn't even know, but the whole time, now they want to complain about, oh my God, AI got my face. Oh my God, AI. Man, you've been participating in that. Even way back then in like 2012, when you all on Snapchat doing the dog filter with the tongue, right, AI was getting your face. When people doing the emojis and the filters, especially way in like 2015, 16, right, that's been getting your face. Been tracking and tracing you. But now they're putting it out there to tell you it's going to be bigger than just in your house now. We're going to do the whole block. We're going to do the whole neighborhood. Matter of fact, we're going to do everywhere. That's the point it's coming to, man. So see, it have been gradual, but when it come, it's going to be fast, man. It's going to be fast. But you have anything else to talk about before we play this?
No, you go ahead, brother. Let's proceed.
Let's get it. So I'm going to start. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 Instagram clips, which each one gonna say some good stuff. But let's start with this one, because now if you watch the Super Bowl, they always give some subtle or hint at what they go do in the future, or as far as like a false flag or something, But a lot of these Super Bowl commercials was geared towards AI, a digital system, right? Robots, surveillance, so on and so forth. So let's play this first.
The only thing that sucked more than the Super Bowl was every one of those AI commercials. There was 21 AI commercials during the Super Bowl. Truly, I am sick to my stomach. But the one that specifically stood out to me the most was that Ring camera one. Because listen, here's what they do. Like, oh, you know what? Everyone's lost a pet from time to time. Now with Ring camera, you can use AI technology to track the dog and see where it's been lost. That's cute. Oh, the family found their lost dog. It's so cuddly. No, because this is the same plot device that Batman used in The Dark Knight to find the Joker, which is an invasion of privacy, because if they can find a dog, they can look for your ass as well, man. You should be concerned. You should be alarmed about this. When I saw Mr. Beast pop up in an AI commercial, I knew we were cooked, man. I could not truly believe every single one of those commercials we got during the Super Bowl last night. It felt dystopian. It felt weird. We are cooked as a society. And that Alexa one with Chris Hemsworth was very weird as well, man. Y'all need to be paying attention, man, because this is the future. This is what they're shoving down our faces now, and they don't even care. We need to watch more movies because we have not learned anything from the movies. We have not learned anything from Terminator or iRobot, man. We are fried. We are cooked, America. The only thing that sucked.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? The apostles always equate the times that we see to movies, and people used to say, man, these niggas just talking about movies and movies this and movies that. Now people want to bring up movies. See, the apostles always been right.
Yeah, they're the trendsetters, the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
Because they saying before. So whatever they say, you know, it is they're ahead of when you're a prophet, you're ahead of your time. So you tend to be a trendsetter a lot of the time. So yeah. I've seen it all throughout my 18 years, you know. Right. But go ahead, brother.
That's right. So let's play this quick video from Jimmy Dore. Right now, again, we're gonna touch on this Ring doorbell camera, but we're gonna see what it's gonna lead to. Ultimately, it's gonna lead to mass surveillance, tracking and tracing you while and seeing what you're doing while you're in your house, not just while you got the phone in your face or taking a selfie, thinking you're taking a selfie, but no, why you just laying down, why you in your house, your movements, everywhere you going. If you're in the neighborhood, if you're on a run, if they're looking for you, that's what it's coming to.
And what he was talking about, that Batman stuff, now they can do that with your router.
Yep.
It's more so your router, but these cameras, man, they just snitches. And your phone is a snitch. And I call myself, you know, being slick, is you know, I ain't messing with that shit, you know, because I know what it is. But all my neighbors got it. So I'm still being recorded because, you know, and my neighbor across the street, his is, you know, right, recording my house. And, you know, when you leave, just like you said, everybody's camera can track you. You know, that's crazy. So it don't even matter if you get it. You know, the people are so in tune to this world. And this is why, you know, both Micah and John, when John said, love not the world, 1 John 2:15, you know, warned about being attached to this world, you know. So the people basically are imprisoning themselves and have been. Like you said, going back for at least one decade with the you know, the selfies and all of that, as you was breaking down. But right, the people are imprisoning themselves and funding it, paying for their own tyranny. But you got it, brother.
Mm-hmm. Even that little craze when people started making their own face with the AI images. Oh my God, look just like me, right? They got your face. You know, on 2K. Oh my, it's a face scan, man. My creative player look just like me, right? They got your face.
Right.
They got you. And so now that they got you, even if you wear a shiesty mask, right? If it's another sickness and you got a mask on, they know your eyes, they know your forehead squints, You see, they know your eyebrows, they know your ears now, they know your cheekbone structure. And it's already happening in England. People getting
But
caught with
get this,
masks on, covering their
oh,
face. You got it. Now you got it.
no, all these niggas got tattoos.
Boom.
You know, and that's how a lot of time niggas get caught. But you know, go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if Esau like forced that. You know, I'm just talking, but if he forced, you know, celebrities to get tattoos on your face, because Esau gradual, he do things 30, 40 years in advance to play out now. You see,
Right.
telling niggas get tattoos in your face, ultimately we could track and trace y'all better. But anyway, I just want to pull
But
up this
then,
real.
you know, like I'm just saying that because you know Jacob covered his face, but his hands, and it'll have you know his name on his hand, or his girl name, or his daughter's name, his son said, you know, or some identifying mark on his hand when he raised the gun, and they got the picture of it. You know, you defeating the purpose with the mask. You know, but yeah, you got it.
Right. I just want to get this article to back up what you said. I ain't gonna read into them, just read the title. It says this from ZME science.com. It says Wi-Fi routers can see people through walls. Here's how it works. It says with the help of AI, and this from January 20th, 2023.
23, and that's that technology that they were showing in I think that was The Dark Knight Rises. That was the one with Bane.
More than the Super Bowl was every.
You got
show it again. Show it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to play it so we can show it again. Look, even somebody commented the Terminator comment right there. Or whatever, you know.
Sadly, no, because this is the same plot device that Batman used in The Dark Knight to find the Joker,
right there.
Which is an invasion of privacy.
Look at them people right there.
And that's what they can do with your router. And the routers are Wi-Fi, so they create, it ain't just in your house, they create, and your neighbor got a Wi-Fi, so they create a field, a Wi-Fi field. And that's what he just showed me. Well, that's what they showed you in the movie, which was, I forget the director of that movie, but they tuned in, and we got this from the apostles. All right, these directors and these producers, they be lesser luminaries because the elites understand the power of vision. All right, and mental programming. So they're not just gonna let anybody just make movies. You know, they had a top directors and all of that, and even down to the actors. You know who win the Oscars and the Tonys, you know, for and whatever. Why the Edomites always get it? Because they channel the best demons. They can channel the best demons. Yeah, that's all. That's what they're doing. You see, and Denzel even explained that's what he does. But yeah, go ahead,
John, it's about to play it again.
Man used in The Dark Knight to find the
Dark Knight to find a Joker. Now check out how this look, and I'm gonna pull up this article real quick to back up the other types of power. It looked the same, so even your Wi-Fi router, it can show what's on the inside of your house. It look just the same. Yep.
Like it. Yeah.
Now check out this video, because it's from the Dark Knight Rises. He says when they're trying to find a Joker. Look at this, so we go play and show it on the article. Here it is.
Joker, which is an invasion of privacy, because if they can find a dog, they can look for your ass as well.
Right?
Oh man, you should be concerned. You should be alarmed about this.
See-through walls. Now check this out. Boom, article right there. Wi-Fi routers can see through your walls. Look at the picture. Just like that. Look. Just like the movie.
That's it.
Just like the movie. All right, it's taking too long. But look, just like look right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. So it's all been gradual, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now going to this, I play a little bit of this. Jimmy Dore says Super Bowl ad tricking you into welcoming surveillance state. And this is why I wanted to get this real quick. In 2 Thessalonians 2, right? Which this goes right into Revelation 13. How Esau, he gonna get a lot of these people with deception. They gonna think it's cool, think it's groundbreaking, but really it's deceiving you, man.
Mm.
This 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, talking about Esau Edom, the son of perdition. It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him, who's the him? The wicked, Esau Edom, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. So when we say things like the devil, the white man is the devil that the Bible speak of, right? The Bible say that Esau Edom is the devil that the Bible speak of. He just happened to be called white on the earth. It says, even him who's coming, the wicked coming is after the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth that they might be saved. So when Esau really come with these tricks to woo the world, as it's saying in Revelation 13, before the MOTB, a lot of people gonna fall for it because they gonna think, if I get this, cancer gonna go away. If I get this, I can walk again, I can see again, right? If I get this, I can buy and sell and get by in society. He's deceiving you, man, to get you linked in the system and have you a digital slave, man.
And hey, shout out to Bearer of Yahweh Shah, brother. Much love. That's Christopher Nolan. He put the that's the producer, I think the writer. Yeah, that's it. He the one that wrote it. So you have to watch.
I'll play a little bit of this.
The craziest commercial I saw during the Super Bowl, which none of the Super Bowl commercials are even good anymore. Like they used to always be great. And now they're not. They're just not. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but they're not. They're just.
Yeah, literally everyone was like AI. The next one, AI. The next one, literally just say AI.com. The next one, robots. The next one, again, AI.
The most you can get, they're kind of interesting, or you're kind of surprised at how many celebrities they put in one commercial. But they're never really great commercials. But here's one that kind of sounds like a really good thing on the surface, but then we're going to talk about why it's not. So here's the commercial.
Hold on, he about to play it. Let me blow it up. So look, Esau, he got the Ring doorbell camera, and he made it all cute and cuddly, you know, to mess with the heartstrings of the American people, especially Edomites. You know, they love dogs and pets. So in case you lose your dog, like Bishop Nate said, where's my dog?
Damn.
He said, right? But the thing is, he go, if you should lose your dog or your pet, you got to talk it now, or your pet. And then they play the little sympathetic music in the background, you know, the little cuddly music. If you lose your dog, now all you got to do with your Ring cameras is let us know. We're gonna surveil the whole neighborhood and find your dog. Let's go ahead and play it. Esau the devil. He's a snake.
A really good thing on the surface, but then we're going to talk about why it's not. So here's the commercial.
This is Milo. Pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now. One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs. Since launch, more than a dog a day has been reunited with their family. Be a hero in your neighborhood with Search Party. Available to everyone for free right now. Join the neighborhood at ring.com.
You know, at first you're like, yay. They're using a little kid and her dog to make us welcome in the surveillance state. Basically,
This is Milo.
Play it back one more time for y'all. The commercial. And let them speak.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Just
all about
seeing
the
it
dog.
like that. That shit is wild. So right, they go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
God.
it's not. So here's the commercial.
This is Milo. Pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now. One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs. Since launch, more than a dog a day has been reunited with their family. Be a hero in your neighborhood with Search Party. Available to everyone for free right now. Join the neighborhood at ring.com.
Man, they call it search party. Everybody involved.
So now here is the question. Because is this why they doing the Epstein thing? They dropping that? Is the Epstein shit gonna be the push for the MOTB? Because you see how they pushing the pets now, and since this Epstein rollout shit, it could easily roll over to, and we got to protect the children. You got to get them chipped,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to get chipped. You know, just seeing how they doing that with the pets, they could easily do it with the children. Yeah, we got to protect these children, and you got to get your children chipped, and you got to get chipped too, so we can link your children to you. And I don't know, but like I say, just watching that was eerie. Just knowing how Esau do shit. But that was it.
Con. And I'm gonna move on. You speaking about the Epstein, this was the next thing was gonna talk about is an article, right? Now, this article going into the same thing. Naturalnews.com put out yesterday, the 11th. It says Ring Doorbell isn't finding pets, it's building your permanent blackmail file. Now, this whole article is cool. The whole article cool. See, it's a long article, it's a long read. Not a long read, but it's a good read. I just want to touch on this. This part right here says in the Epstein light. Now, check this out.
That's a hellified angle right there. I ain't see that one.
Check this out, other Tazapa. Because
go ahead.
Just like they did with Trump when they canceled him, and then remember they canceled Trump and shut Trump up, took him off Twitter, and then after that, that's when the cancel culture began. Everybody was canceled if the president could get canceled. Now you got all these high-profile people getting exposed and outed with information, emails, text messages that wasn't just yesterday, 2 days ago, but maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And they bringing that up. So if they doing it to the higher ups and powerful ones, going back into their stuff and blackmailing them, holding that over their head and bringing charges on, well, not bringing charges on them because they ain't gonna do nothing to them. But the point is, if they still bringing that out after years, what that mean for the regular person?
Right.
What that mean for the regular person? Let's read it. It says Epstein light. It says Epstein light, how your data becomes a lifetime blackmail portfolio. So like it. I'm thinking of anyway. It says it was something other Yagada said a while back. She was funny. It says the collected data is not empirical. I know that means for a short time, but I don't know how to say it. Let me look it up.
Ephemeral.
Ephemeral, which means lasting for a very short time. Ephemeral. So it says the data collected is not ephemeral. It is stored forever, creating a permanent searchable file on every individual and their family. This isn't a temporary snapshot. It's a lifetime portfolio of your behavior, associations, and vulnerabilities. Advanced artificial intelligence can mine decades of recordings for embarrassing, controversial, or compromising moments. A joke told in poor taste years ago, and you see that when these celebrities, they'll bring out something they tweeted in 2012, and then they get canceled.
Yeah. Yep.
It said, and people always ask, man, and it makes sense. People always ask, damn, who going back that far to 2012 to find these tweets? Damn, and it could be 2023, 2024, 26. Somebody find a tweet on a celebrity from 2012 and bring it up. How could you go back that far, right? Speaking as a man, it ain't a person going back that far wasting their time. It's AI. It gotta be to find these tweets and they bring it up all these years. Come on, man. It says artificial intelligence can mine decades of recordings for any embarrassing, controversial, or compromising moments. A joke told in poor taste years ago, a visit from a relative with a checkered past. That's that social credit score. You're around people who got a bad score, you could be involved. They did that with the juice. Anybody around you who got the sneezes and all that, you got to report. It says your search history during a moment of personal crisis. What you talking about? You looking at Israelite stuff or what? It says all of it it says all of it can be dredged up and used to discredit, coerce, or control. And that's what we seeing with Trump and all these other people. Their past is used to control them. Their digital footprint is used to control them. It says, and this creates what can only be described as blackmail grid. It says this grid isn't for petty criminals. It is a tool for social control, social credit scores and stuff, among many other things. It says used to ensure compliance from anyone who rises to position of influence, political, corporate, or community. As investigative journalist Corey Lynn has reported, globalists are building a central operation for the control grid using the infrastructure of smart cities and connected devices. Your Ring doorbells, your Wi-Fi. What they have, if your phone too close for some drop mail or what shared mail, whatever it's called, right? The other day I had my wife's phone just holding it, and the phone started buzzing. It was like, you want to share your photo album with so and so? I'm like, no, like, like, come on, man. But it says the goal is a system where everyone is compromised and therefore everyone is controllable. Your past captured forever by your own devices becomes the chain that blinds your future, man. That's it. You got something to tell us, Paul?
Yeah, and I mean, we all have a digital profile now. If nothing else from our phone. Do you understand that your phone is an extension of your own personality? And they can hack into your phone at any time. And well, you talk about the government and NSA, they already got you profiled by the stuff you search online, the pictures you post and share, everything. They build a profile. A lot of times they know you people better than you know yourself because y'all are out of touch. All right. But yeah, they all have profiles, but you know, just a random person that he's skilled in hacking can hack into your phone and get a profile of your personality, who you are. And that's to say that the power that these phones have, we don't realize that you know, we walk around with this and that vulnerability because right, we could be hacked. And every time we use the phone, the government is building a profile against us that they're going to use against us. And as the brother said, yeah, this AI, excuse me, should worry everybody because they can comb the files, which could go back, you know, since your first cell phone, and comb it in the matter of seconds and pull out exactly what they need to frame you or set you up. And so this is what we are. And going back to what you were saying earlier, Right. We used a lot of this technology, not understanding that we was being entrapped, not understanding that, this stuff was going to be used against us later. But I will leave you with this, or you all, with this, just as Esau go to court and he could plead the fifth, if they try to pull something on you, just plead the 19th. All right. And the 19th is AI. No, that ain't me, that's AI. See, it's a two-edged sword.
Yep.
No, that ain't that. Y'all bullshitting. That's AI. I ain't never been there. I ain't never done that no shit like that. That's AI. I plead the 19th. But you got it out.
Hey, that's what Trump said. He said if something really bad happens, just blame AI. He
Yeah,
said
yeah. Look at that.
he literally said that the other
I'm
day.
doing shit. Hell yeah.
He said if something bad happens, just blame AI because
Yeah,
they
that's
showed him
AI.
a picture of somebody getting out the White House. He was like, "Oh, it's AI." They're like, "Nah, it don't look like." He's like, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, if something bad happens, I guess we could just blame AI."
Yeah.
So, yep. But we could end it off with this other types of part. We had a few more, but it's pretty much touching on the same thing. I want to play this because it linked to what the cops, these Ring doorbell cameras, it linked to the cops and shit too. Just everything fully surveilled.
The Amazon-owned home surveillance company announced a formal partnership with Flock cameras, cops, police databases. The partnership integrates Ring community request feature to go directly into Flock and you, with your consent, can share information to the cops. But if the cops come to you and say, I need the surveillance from your Ring camera, you can say no. They need a warrant. That is called a search, Fourth Amendment. But regardless, the partnership, it's over. And you're still asking me, how are they getting all this evidence? Ring.
Right. So Ring doorbell cameras is linked with the cops, police departments, and I'm sure Palantir in there too.
Right.
But again, like Elon.
Now they go back to what I was saying. Jake need to get out of this constitutional frame of mind. That's under corporate rules. It ain't this is how they get away or get around we the people, which is natural law. They do it by maritime and corporate law. If you're using that's Ring is a corporation and they have their own rules. And if they decide to work with the law enforcement, they can say, you can use any of our cameras as you wish. And you ain't got them, they don't need a warrant.
Right.
Just to show you how shit is working now. We in corporate, and we've been under corporate, but now they going for it. All right. And they gonna pull out all of the you think you under we the people constitution, I forget the term, but natural law, but you under maritime corporate, the positive to hard going to it, Salakia. The code, what's that code?
Let me see.
It's slipping my mind, but anyway, the uniform commercial code, UCC. All right, that's corporate structure, and it's its own rules. And this is why you go to court, you see that, the yellow gold fringes on the flag, you're not getting no justice. All right, they're there to rule for the bench or the bank. And it's all tied, the banks are tied to the corporate. So, right, what I'm saying is this, all right, all this stuff, right, she's saying that as, as your personal right, you should. But the corporate is going to always overrule your personal rights because corporate has the power. All right. The power was given up, a while back. We don't have no more power as far as in this society. Our power is in the truth. But yeah, they fixed it. That's why the scriptures say they frame it mischief by a law. They fixed it to where now whatever they do, they can justify. Look at ICE. They justify, that's tyranny. That's gangsterism and tyranny. If there was a couple of, just a group of Negroes doing that, you know, it'd be the worst thing since Hitler. But they can get away with it because they have the power. But go ahead,
That's it. We could take it out. I'm gonna highlight this just to show you what it the not just the world, but mainly in America, because that's where the bulk of us at. But it says End Time Headlines put out 2 or 3 days ago. Elon Musk warns the U.S. is 1,000% going to go bankrupt unless AI and robotics save the economy from crushing debt. In other words, what he's saying, yeah, this old world, this old way of doing things, this old dollar system going down, and we're gonna bring a digital system. He's telling you. When they say things that we in the forecast, or we believe, and the studies show, they telling you what they've been planning.
Did you see the clip? It was Netanyahu. He was young. You can't even recognize him. He was young. He was first coming in. I don't know what he was coming into. It might have been as prime minister, but he was talking to some old rabbis, and they was talking about our Messiah is coming, and he said, "You got to do something about Iran." He said, "We are." He said, "You're not doing it fast enough," or something to that effect. You're not doing enough. And then he said something to the effect that that we have to do evil. But yeah, he was saying about dang, my thought just go ahead, brother. It's gonna come back to me.
Now that's it. I'll read
Go
this.
ahead.
That's all I had from the brother Yahweh, then the brother Barra. And yeah, Daniela, that's what I was talking about, airdrop. But this 2 Corinthians 2:11 in the NLT, it says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. And we see through Esau, man, all this little deception and smoke and mirrors and plans. And again, Bishop Nate, where's my dog? Right? You need your dog found. Oh, you got a Ring doorbell camera? Right? We see through that, man. Because you know why? We know the end game. We know the true purpose on what you're trying to do. So everything before what you're trying to do that you're doing, if it ain't according to the end game, we know it's some BS. We know it's smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
And if we start seeing things that link up and could lead to you fulfilling your end goal, which is the MOTB, a digital system, then we can add to that, man. So again, we see through the plan. We got the plans of the law. We got the blueprint already. Everything else in the world is just planned out according to what we already know. So that's why us as believers, we should be able to see through the BS, man, when it's some BS. If they're talking about having a peace deal, ain't no peace deal. The scriptures don't say no peace deal. If they talking about them, I seen earlier, I was doing some CBDC research, and it's talking about America. Yeah, we got to sign a deal. America go sign a deal so no CBDCs could be brought to America. I clicked off. For what? Ain't no point in me to reading that, because we know it gotta come.
Mm-hmm.
It gotta come. But that was it at the time of power. You got it.
No, just with the old that old rabbi, he was telling Netanyahu the Messiah is coming. And I was just wondering, just thinking about everything, is AI their Messiah? Because they're looking to it to do everything. Oh, AI gonna fix the economy. AI gonna get the people in line and check. AI, got all the answers. I wonder if this the Messiah that they was talking about. Because they know Yahweh not coming for them. And they know sweet Jesus is bullshit. So who was they talking about? You know, or he, who was he talking about? And it could very well be AI. Or you know, because you know, they already um doing the bidding of Satan. He already run the earth. He been running the earth. Who was they talking about? But I don't know. There's just something that I was thinking about, brother. But if you didn't have nothing else, and y'all didn't have nothing else,
Yeah, that was it. You could take us out, Zaquan.
Con, brother, Con. Yeah, that's the brother. Look like, yeah, that's that brother Lamar. Psalm 64:5. It say they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They consume of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. And that's Esau Edom. You know, it says in Psalm 64 in verse 6. Oh, that's the same one. Salaki. So that's the same. Right?
Oh yeah, that's the same. Hold on. That's it.
Con. Yeah, so yeah, with that, hey, and the water to everybody for tuning in. We pray that you all were edified, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem Yahweh
Bahashem,
Shai,
Yahushua,
Bahashem
Bahashem,
Chakadah.
Chakadash.
The honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops of the Great Millstone, and the men that taught them. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. The next week, y'all stay up, stay vigilant, all right? Stay diligent, keep pushing, and join us next week, Lord willing, for some more edification. Till then, shalom.
That's right. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.